Hi friends, Cole here. Thank you so much for joining me, and I just wanted to do a short sequence to wind down. So whether you're using this after work, or you're using it before bed, or just in a time of stress where you're needing to soothe a little bit, I think that this will help. So we'll just do some gentle movements and get into the breath. So a thing about settling is that we want to come into the parasympathetic nervous system. And the way that our body, the language that our body speaks is breath. So if we've ever tried to tell ourselves, if you've ever been like laying in bed and you're like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, telling yourself that, often it doesn't work. Or if you're really stressed or you're scared, and you're telling yourself, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down, that nothing's really happening. But if we pause, if we get into the body and notice sensation, if we send breath there, especially the exhale pulls the trigger of the parasympathetic system. So that it understands. So we're going to employ some breath, endorse our breath to help us settle. Close your eyes down. You can sit up on something if you'd like. I like to often sit on a bolster, sit on a block. It lifts the hips up a little bit. And first, just breathe. Don't do anything to fix. Don't do anything to manage. Isn't that a relief to hear that? I need to hear that many times a day. Just notice. So we're beginning to move down from the mind into the body already by noticing the sensations that are happening right now, coming out of that thinking about the past, thinking about the future, and we're thinking about right now. And the breath is happening right now. The sensations in the body are only happening right now. So trace your breath. And by tracing the breath, I mean when you're inhaling, know that you're inhaling. And when you're exhaling, know that you're exhaling. Sounds simple, but it's actually quite a challenging task. And begin to notice things that you hear. So some ways that we'll move into self-soothing techniques, not only through the breath, but through the senses. So what we hear. If you hear the hum of a fan or a bird or the wind, anything that you notice that you hear. Maybe you can hear your exhale. What can you feel? Can you feel where you're touching the block or the ground? Can you feel where your hands are maybe laying in your lap or touching your pants or your skin? I want to assume you have pants on. You feel the hair maybe on your neck or the breath coming in and out of the nose. And coming back to the breath. I want you to choose a length of an inhale, and we're going to extend the exhale by 2. So it's a +2 breath, whatever, a +2 exhale breath. Whatever you want to inhale, add 2 to the exhale. So if you want to inhale for 3, you'll exhale for 5. If you'd like to inhale for a count of 4, you'll exhale for a count of 6. So I'll go with a 3 and a 5, so you can follow along with me or do your own thing. So inhale for 1, 2, 3, and exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale for 1, 2, 3, and exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 2 more rounds at your own count. Tracing the breath in, so when you inhale, you know that you're inhaling, and the same when you exhale. And then come back into a comfortable, natural breath. Release the counting. And notice any settling, even just from that, in the body. I like to envision, one of those old hourglasses with the sand coming down, like moving my energy and my presence, moving from my mind, from the ruminations down into my body. So that's kind of what we're doing here, essentially, is that we're moving more into the body. So begin to add some movement, slow spirals, kind of like your spine is stirring a drink, or maybe making them a little bit bigger. And then maybe you bend the elbows and go in a little bit more. So we're not moving very fast, but maybe you make the circles a little bit bigger. And let's go the other side. And stay with that slow inhale and exhale. So every time that you notice that you're off in thought, come back. Let this be your anchor point, a place that you inevitably will run off in your mind, but can always come back to tracing the breath. The inhale, the exhale, and slow it down. Beautiful. Take the hands, prayer pose at the heart. Exhale, interlace the hands and push them forward. So stretching at the hands, tuck the chin to the chest, arch the back, maybe a little wiggle here. And then inhale, lift the arms up. Maybe the gaze goes up. And exhale, cactus the arms, stick the tongue out. Bring the hands together. 1 round of breath. So whether you're shaking off the day or shaking off a stressful moment, whatever it is, or work, I'm just gonna imagine you can just let that out, that lion's breath, the tongue out, and we'll go here again. Interlace the fingers, push away, take the chin to the chest, arch the back, round the back, sorry, not arch, round it. And then inhale, lift up, gaze goes up, get really long, and then exhale, lion's breath, cactus the arms. Hands to heart center, round of inhale and outhale. Exhale. See, I'm getting, it's working on me. That's a sign of relaxation. Interlace the hands, push the hands out, round. Inhale, lift. And one last time, lion's breath with cactus arms. And bring the hands down to the thighs. Beautiful. So if you're sitting on to something, then you can just pop it out of the way. I'm going to wrap the legs around and bring the feet down and the knees up. So right arm is going to come on the inside and right hand will come around to the ankle. I'm going to push the arm into the inside of the leg to help me twist around to the left, and the left hand can go behind. Roll the shoulders back, pull the heart center forward. And we'll switch sides. So come on the inside. The left hand grabs the left ankle. The right arm reaches behind. Push into the left arm to help you twist. And slowly release. Bring the soles of the feet all the way together. And we're going to take a forward fold into Baddha Konasana, or butterfly, and I'll show you a couple different options with the props. So you can bring the forehead to meet the top of the block, also called unicorn pose, or not a pose, but a modification. So you can bring it down so that you meet it there. If you have a bolster, you can use that as well. And then maybe you need two props. If you're using two props, like two blocks, then I would take the hands there to kind of support yourself. So you can really gauge what it is that you need and then adjust accordingly. So you're not trying to fit into a certain shape or a certain geometry. You're going for the sensation, going for the feel. So you're checking in around that. And it'll be different than it was yesterday or last week. So what is it that you need today? And if you don't need to hold on to the prop, if you feel secure there, then I really like to turn the palms up in this gesture of release, of surrender. And we're really welcoming, softening the muscles. And often we have to kind of check in with where we're holding in order to do that, because we can think we're relaxing, but not. So wiggle the bottom jaw. Be sure that you're not holding there. And check into your mind. If you're holding on to a thought, maybe you can come back to tracing the breath. It's also nice to visualize anywhere where there's tightness that it's ice turning to water. So the visualization of the melt. A few more rounds of breath here. And slowly roll up. Any props that you had to the side. We're going to come down onto the back. So I like to bring my hands to the backs of the thighs, and I'm going to round my back a lot. Bring the forehead to the knees, and then slowly I'm going to round down vertebrae by vertebrae. Eventually I'll either have to let go of my legs or just bring them with me, but we'll eventually bring them up here anyway. So you can bring these along with you. Fold in, hug in, take a little sway here. And then take your bolster or your block, and we're going to place it right underneath the sacrum. So you're going to lift the hips up, place it under the sacrum on the low side. We're going to bring the legs straight up into the air. You can also do this up against a wall. It's so nice. Otherwise, you're just simulating a wall, but you may as well employ the wall, if you have one handy. Let the feet be loose. And if this doesn't feel good, for whatever reason, you can bring the feet down and just take a supported bridge as well. Tracing the breath. Just imagine this melt again, this ice to water. Turn the palms up. A few audible exhales. Again, remembering that the breath is the language of the body. So we're really speaking to that soothe and settle part of our body, pulling those levers in order to release, relax, be safe,
inviting ease. And slowly come back to center. And just take about 5 collective breaths. You can come into a Shavasana, or you can take a Supta Baddha Konasana, which is soles of the feet together, the knees wide. Maybe a hand on the heart, a hand on the belly. Then breathe up into that hand on the belly as you feel the heartbeat under the other. And we'll exhale, inhale into the hand, exhale audibly out the mouth 5 times. We'll begin. I'm going to let you stay here as long as it feels good for you. So take your time. And don't forget to thank yourself for showing up on your way up. And thank you for joining me. And I will see you next time on Yoga Instructor Cole Chance.